Power on. Power up. Now we'll see how today goes. There we go. I think they changed it on us. Welcome to Eddie's Funhouse. Eddie's Funhouse is a fun house of the mind. This particular stream is for all ages. So, hello, big cameraman. Welcome. How nice of you to join. I'm out here on a windy day. The wind is picking up. So hopefully you can still hear me. Maybe it'll calm down a bit. Of course I brought the fart gun. And I guess this is a slow process, getting known, getting the word out there. I know some people are telling others about me, which is very good, very helpful. I do have some links in the description, and because that's what I'm doing right now, is promoting. That seems to be my job right now. Doing some promo so that I'm learning about starting business, and how sometimes you see nothing happening, and over time I hope it gains momentum. I've been making a lot of shorts talking about my website that I can't talk about on this episode. It's kind of hard because some of my subscribers are kids. So I'm trying to make it to where the kids aren't getting in trouble for what I talk about, or they get the wrong idea. It's Sunday. I guess we could talk about the Sunday scaries. I'm wearing my orange hat today. I feel cheerful. I want to feel cheerful. It helps to have a light colored hat. Yesterday it was my brown hat. And I guess this is my therapy, talking to all of you. We didn't get to share any Yo Mama jokes. I did talk with some people, but it was only for a short time. So we'll see how it goes today. I kept going for 3 hours yesterday. I've never reached that. I've never been on for 3 hours. Today I might do the same, who knows. I guess times are trying for everybody. Few people are having an easy life lately. I guess a lot of times you just have to laugh at things, because sometimes it is like a big joke. My day was pretty good. I got some things accomplished. We went to the grocery store. I went to pick up some medication and found out my insurance doesn't cover it totally. It's amazing how much medication costs nowadays. So all I can do now is be an online street performer, hoping that I'll get donations so that I can afford my medication. And that's kind of funny too. You get a condition that you had no choice about, and then they make it to where pills are so expensive they can easily wipe out your bank account. So I'm trying to stay cheerful and keep a good sense of humor about that. I guess the best thing to do is laugh about it, no matter how serious things get. So hopefully this business will take off. A few of my businesses that I'm doing online, I've been doing a lot of promotions, but I don't think anybody's going to these websites and buying things. I know one of them is Valentine's Day. I'm trying to promote my Valentine's Day sales. It's hard because I don't want to out the people who are under 18, because they can have fun too, But sometimes I have to tell them that they can't watch this or some of these streams. So other than that, everything seems to be all right. I'm alive. I'm not in any pain right now. I'm not having any heart troubles right now. So all in all, I think it's a good time. I do I own a couple of them. In the description, I have a couple of websites that I'm promoting. Because I work off commission. I get commissions for websites. And I guess if you can share this episode, if you could share this stream with people, it'll get out there. I have some promoting like how to get more views. That's the first link. And then another one is like see your soulmate. There's a guy who can draw your soulmate, stuff like that. I've got a lot of different websites. I don't own them, I promote them. And I get a commission. But lately I've been getting no business on those websites. So it's kind of like a daunting task. Because you think when you make a short about something, people see it. One of them I only got a little over 100 views, which isn't very good. So I'm just trying to keep hope alive. I think if I make enough, like every day, if I make some shorts, people are bound to see the websites that I'm promoting. Other than that, I just try to keep cheerful and make jokes. I got to think of some new jokes. Because lately it's just been business, I want to do jokes. I think once I get over the business hurdle, I'll be able to focus more on jokes. Talk about movies. Because on Saturdays, I have movies that I'm putting on my community page. On there right now, I have The Blob. Oh, when you're live, I get to talk to you. Yes, you do. When I'm live, which is almost every day. A couple of days ago, I decided not to go on because I was just tired out. And I'm trying to go along with that. Always look on the bright side of life. And that's my challenge lately. Not to let things bother me. Joke with people who are around me at least. Talk about dinosaurs and ghosts and just a lot of subject matter. I was talking to a few people yesterday on my stream. Most of the time it comes down to food. We're always talking about food in some way, shape, or form. Like yesterday it was chili cheese fries. That's what I forgot to pick up today. I got chili but no fries. French fries. Or chips as they call them. Maybe I'll make a special trip tomorrow. Tonight it's tacos. We have some sour cream, so that makes tacos even better. Maybe tomorrow I can make that special trip to get some chips and sprinkle and put chili on them. That's very satisfying. Chili cheese fries is what we call them. I guess the wind is kind of noisy today. I don't know. It's not bending the trees, so that's good. We had a branch crash into our roof one time. It tore a big hole in the roof. Then my brother had to come out and repair it. My mom has had to file so many claims with her insurance company that they dropped her, which is kind of sad because that's what we rely on. We rely on insurance for a lot of things. Things are so expensive now, crazy expensive. And then hopefully insurance will cover the problem you have. I was looking at my $500 deductible. That's a laugh. They pay everything but $500. Some body shops waive deductibles, so you don't have to pay that $500 deductible. So I guess being rich really does help. So we went to zero, yeah. Trying to stay positive in an otherwise negative world. I'm thinking I'm talking too much. I've noticed people drop off because I keep talking, and I'm wondering if that's why I'm losing people. Because I'll keep on talking, and then the other person doesn't get a chance to say much. And I thank you for the like. So I guess saying goodbye would be a good idea, or because sometimes it lets me know that they have to go and they're not just dropping off because they're tired of hearing me talk. I guess this is a time for me to be still. Sometimes I just need to be still because I'm not a very still person. I'm always doing something or trying to do something. Let's see, yesterday I was playing harmonica for a while. So far I have one person join me. I hope I'm doing well with those shorts. Sometimes those shorts are commercials to tell people about my websites. And they're legitimate websites. And when you donate, you use PayPal, which is very secure. It would just be helpful if people would donate, because right now I'm kind of like an online street performer. Hopefully not becoming a beggar. It's funny, when you really need help, you can't always find it. When you really need help and guidance and direction. I've been needing a lot of that lately. Before, in my life, I've never needed help. I've always been able to help other people. But I guess the roles have reversed. Well, big cameraman, thank you for joining. In the short time you joined. I guess I'm really desperate for viewers. I'm getting some subscribers lately. I have received a few subscribers, or earned a few subscribers. I'm a little more than halfway there. I got to have my 1,000 views or 1,000 subscribers. Then I can reach that goal, that hurdle. After that, I think it'll be easier. After I get my first 1,000 subscribers. It's been a really hard road. been very hard to get those subscribers and to get those views. The views seem to be, they seem to stop for some reason. I'll get a certain amount of views and then they just flatline. I think because a lot of people are relying on the shorts feed. I notice if I see one good short, I'll click on the channel. I'll click on the channel and I'll start clicking on a lot of other shorts. I don't just rely on the short feed. I've been doing that a lot lately. If I see, there's one woman that does shorts about parasites. I find them interesting. And I clicked on one of her links, and then I started to click on a lot of her shorts. And I wish that would happen with me. That'd be nice if some people would click on one of my shorts and then start clicking on. I've made a lot. I have like 700 videos because I make it at least. Sorry. Someone's trying to call me from Elk Grove, California. I don't know anyone there. So this is how I look on the bright side of life. And I thank you, those, because the last video I made yesterday, the last stream I made yesterday, I got 25 views. It always seems to never exceed that amount. Around 30 or so, I'll get. Some of the streams I only have like 9 views, but it's been really encouraging to have people watch my streams. I like it when it's live. I do like chatting with you all. Oh, I was thinking last night about if I were a ghost, who would I haunt? You know, if I were a ghost, who would I haunt and where would I haunt? I think I'd haunt amusement parks and theme parks. Anything fun to anywhere fun to go, I would go if I were a ghost and I could haunt people. I would just observe. I would observe behaviors, punish bad behaviors, or protect some people. I've heard that happens. There are some ghosts that follow people because they want to help them. They want to protect them. I've been watching some documentaries or stories about ghosts, about hauntings. I know Kim Russo does a couple on paranormal, like ghosts that help a person or protect a person, keep them from harm. Sometimes they just take interest. They get curious or want to be helpful. Like one story was about a soldier. It was a deceased soldier that took a liking to somebody after he had visited a cemetery. Sometimes they do bad things, like a person will move a headstone. There was a girl, a female ghost, that was upset because somebody had moved her headstone. Didn't think at all about that, you know. Leave a headstone where it is because it marks where they were buried. Or sometimes burial grounds, like the pet cemetery story. A lot of those stories are based on fact, you know, based on true stories. And then there's the stories where people haunt their killers. There was a boy who was killed, a guy who was killed, and he came back in his next life and pointed out the guy who killed him in the previous life. And that's how his case was solved. He came back as a little boy after he was killed by somebody, and then he pointed out the guy, said, "Here's how he did it, where he did it, etc., etc." And the guy was brought to justice. Some people do. People who have killed people, they're haunted by the person they killed. Those are interesting stories to think about or to follow along with. And then some curses. I think I was talking about that a couple of streams ago about a guy who didn't want anyone sitting in his chair. Then after he died, some people sat in his chair, and they wound up meeting with horrible fates, meeting their demise, and to prevent anyone else from sitting in the chair, they hung the chair on the wall. I think I remember telling that story already. I guess traumatic deaths are what cause hauntings or unfinished business. One person, a story I heard in Sacramento, in old Sacramento, was about a guy who was buried alive, and he appeared to his friend and told him that he was buried alive, and they dug him up and they saved his life. Those are pretty interesting experiences, hauntings. And also stories about animals, animals that come to people to be saved or to be helped. One was a family of orcas. It was a baby orca had come to a fishing boat, I guess, or a tour boat, and um, the baby led the boaters to where the mother was hung up in a net or a line of some kind, and they freed the mother, which saved the mother and the babies. So another story was a polar bear. A polar bear had its tongue caught in a tin can. I guess I'm telling stories over again, ones that I've read or seen online. I'm gonna have to listen to Reddit stories. Reddit stories are pretty interesting. See if I can come up or listen to some good Reddit stories. Another one is morbid facts. I guess that's a morbid facts or morbidly wholesome facts. Like Dana Carvey, they repaired the wrong blood vessel, and he won a big lawsuit, and he gave the money to charity. Or people who missed being killed in the 9/11 incident, or the terrorist attack on 9/11, or yeah, it happened on 9/11. Some people totally avoided by some twist of fate. Michael Jackson was up really late talking to his mother, and that's how he missed his flight. Mark Wahlberg and Seth MacFarlane, one of them was a hangover or something like that, but something made them miss the flight that crashed into one of the towers or flew into one of the towers. It's amazing how just a little decision or a little mishap could save your life. Just some twist of fate. I know I've talked about the soul train. They talk about when someone is in an ambulance heading to a hospital and they have to wait for the train. to pass by before they can continue on to the hospital. They call that a soul train. But sometimes a person can die because the ambulance has no choice but to wait until the train passes. Also, people that have things in their pockets that save them from a bullet. I think it was a book. There was Teddy Roosevelt was giving a speech, and he was shot in the chest, and he waited until after the speech to go to the hospital. And then there's sometimes when bullets hit other bullets. I've seen pictures of that, or at least one that stands out. Civil War stories are pretty amazing. Another one I think I talked about already was amputees. There was one soldier who lost his right foot, another soldier lost his left foot, and they would go to the shoe store together because they had the same shoe size. They would purchase a pair of shoes to share between the two of them. I got to look up more stories. I got to quit talking about the same stories. And how things were invented. Sometimes how things were invented are pretty interesting. Like the potato chip or the crisp was invented out of anger. Because a guy was complaining that his chips weren't crispy enough. So the guy cut a real thin slice of potato and threw it in the deep fryer. And that's how the potato chip was invented. Also, the sandwich. The guy's name was Sandwich, his last name, I guess. And he was a card player, and he didn't want to be interrupted. He didn't want to interrupt the card game, I guess. And they made him. He said, put some meat in between two pieces of bread, so he could hold so he could hold the meat. And so that's how the sandwich was invented. And then penicillin, they say that was invented, or came to be. Orange mold found its way into a petri dish, and it killed a bacteria. The list goes on and on. And here I sit in an orange hat, waiting for somebody to chat with. I think what I need is, why do we say that? There's a book that I had called Why Do We Say That? Like hands down. People say hands down because that's a racing term. If it's an easy thing, they would grab onto the stirrups hands down, or grab onto the straps, I guess. Because a horse racer, they grab onto I guess some handles on their saddle, and normally they put their hands under the stirrups or whatever, the handles to the saddle. They would put their hands underneath. But if it was an easy race, they would do it hands down. That's one that another one was like 3 shakes of a cat's tail. Oh, another one was the real McCoy. There was a boxer, his last name was McCoy, a very good boxer. And in a bar, a guy challenged him because he didn't think he was the real McCoy. That's where we get the real McCoy from, because the boxer knocked him out, and he woke up and he said, "That's the real McCoy." So that's where we get that phrase. So we learned about hands down, the real McCoy. Hand over fist was another one. People make money hand over fist because that's how they would stamp each coin. I think that's how it went. They would stamp the coins hand over fist. It's like, so you make money hand over fist. I always thought it was because you're taking the money hand over fist. You know, you're just grabbing money hand over fist. Hand over fist, calling hand over fist. Sounds like we got some crows. It's good to make friends with crows. They're very intelligent. You can hear them in the distance. So I pray that I get someone visiting me today. So far I got one like. It's 31 minutes into the show. And I've got my 2 battery packs. I've only used 1 dot so far. And again, I didn't bring my Kleenex. I do remember to bring my knitted gloves and my hat that keeps my head from freezing, because I don't want my head to freeze. I like to keep my hair short because it looks less messy. I was shaving my head yesterday. I know now that it's a number 3 clipper. I'm getting to the point where I can cut my own hair. Used to be I would always need somebody to shave the back of my head, but now I'm getting to the point where I can shave the back of my own head. But then shaving my neck, I need somebody to shave my neck, so I guess it helps to have a barber. But when you can't afford one, so this episode, I guess, of Eddie's Fun House is for all ages. I might end this episode and start the adult one because I really do need to have customers. I'm doing the best I can to advertise, to promote my websites. Again, I was talking about that earlier. So I need some miracles. I need some customer attention, some customer purchases, buying customers, customers who buy, and maybe different parts of the world people will try out my products, and hopefully some people will start chatting soon. I'm hearing some steps behind me. Well, I guess gratitude is a very important quality to have, or a very important ingredient is gratitude. It helps to have a list of things that you're grateful for, your gratitude list. One of them is that I can eat, that I have a warm place to sleep because it got really cold last night, that I'm thankful for the heater, that it's working. It's like Old Faithful. It's a 30-year-old heater. And I'm thankful for my brother that he's helping me come up with money. I wish I had more people helping me come up with money. That way all my financial concerns will be set aside. I think one of these days something's going to come through. I think I'm prophesying when I say that. In this lifetime, something's going to happen. Enough people will hear about my websites, and they will start to purchase from them. And then I could add that to my gratitude list. Because I've always heard that phrase, what I seek, seeks me. You know, what I seek, seeks me. And I need to keep saying that. I'm seeking customers, and I want customers to seek me. I would like to be my links to be sought after and to be shared. And it's very easy to share those links. You just share this video or the other videos that I've made, the streams. You can share the streams and pass on the link. Because I notice you can't copy and paste. When someone posts a link in the description, I don't think you can copy and paste it. So you have to share the video. You have to share the video. You have to share the stream. I don't know why at first I was able to put a link in the short. You know, if I made a short, I could put a link in the short description and people would be able to click through that link. But now all you can do is post the link and you can't click through. I wonder if that's just something they need to fix. Because I noticed I was able to click through if I put a link in the description of a short. I know I can do it with a stream. I know I can do it with a video, but not a short. I can't seem to click through a short, which makes it frustrating because I would love to just create a short and then put the link in the short, in the description of the short. Instead, I have to send people to a stream or a video before they can click on the link and click through to the website. So that's one thing I'm praying about. I'm praying that people will click on those links and purchase something. Because I try to use only reputable, only legitimate sites, like Kingdom of Pets. Kingdom of Pets is on, the Kingdom of Pets website is on my community page. Yeah, the Kingdom of Pets website is on my community page. And you'll learn from experts how to train your pet, how to care for your pet. And I don't think there are any limits, or they go into how to care for and train most any pet. And if I get enough people, I could do pretty well. And then I'll be able to bless others. That's what I've been longing for, is to be able to bless others. Because people have gone to my links and clicked on my links and purchased something. Whether it's a good or service. Because a lot of people want views, and a way to get views is to click on the link that says get you some views. I noticed I mentioned that in a couple of other streams. I've been really lacking in people who are chatting, people who are visiting me live. A lot of, for example, today, only one person visited my live stream, or my stream. Right now they call it a stream. They call it a subscriber is now called a sub. I'm getting some hope because I'm halfway there. I've got at least 159, yeah, subscribers. So I'm a little more than halfway there. And then I have to be very careful, I guess, after that, not to lose any subscribers, not to lose my privilege of being on YouTube. There's so many regulations that can keep you from continuing your channel. All you have to do is slip up. I slipped up once already. I had to take a test, or a quiz, I guess. And now I have to wait until March before the warning drops off. All because of I tried to post a link on my community page. So that'll probably work itself out. I pray I get some more people. I need some more people to to join me for the streams. I guess sometimes I do have to wait. I have to wait. I wonder what happened to Big Cameraman. He was just chatting with me. He didn't say goodbye. I hope he's all right. I hope he's okay. Maybe there was an emergency. I had an emergency yesterday. Then I had to get up and get away from the camera. I am so pleased with my perception. What is it? Reception. The reception today is really good. I only know there's only a slight delay. When I talk, I watch my mouth move, and it's like there's a half a second delay. I've noticed that people ignore car alarms now. So many car alarms go off that people ignore them. So your car could be broken into and nobody will care. Nobody notices. But I do know some criminals don't like attention to be drawn to them. So if you blow a whistle, if you have a personal body alarm, if you pull the string on the body alarm, it'll set off the alarm, and that discourages an attacker or a robber, because they don't want everyone to see them committing their crime. So if you pull the body alarm, if you set off the body alarm, it will discourage the attacker. Which reminds me of my tech pin. That's another link in the description of this stream. The link in the description of this stream, there you'll see the tech pin. It's a free tech pin. You just pay shipping and handling. It's funny because I'm doing everything I think to be right. Everything I think will do something, make a difference. I've always been trying to improve my life and make it calm, make it less less stressful. Every time I make an attempt to make my life less stressful, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I wind up being the next thing that scares the crap out of me. One thing that's really hard is mishandling of funds. Mishandling of funds or coming up short. Learning from doctors how to get your medication. It's like a game of keep away. Things were easy, very easy for the past few years, because the insurance would cover my medication completely, absolutely. One thing, I had a sticker shock, when I went to the pharmacist to pick up my medication. There goes another. That's a hawk. Or no, that's a crow. That's a crow. We got crows now. I wonder if they like our bird seeds. I don't see many crows coming to the bird seed, the bird feeder, the bird and squirrel feeder. I think I've told my stories already about finding the deceased. I ran into that twice as a maintenance technician in an apartment complex. When I was not at the same day, not in the same day. There were different days. And also hoarders. Another thing I ran into was hoarders. I think I've talked about that already too. But I can tell tell some stories about people who like to be loud. That's one drawback of being in an apartment building is your neighbors. I know I've been loud. I didn't realize because when I was younger, I was all about playing my music, and I wasn't concerned about how loud the music was. And then as years went by, there are people who are doing the same thing who were my neighbors, playing their music really loud, having their bass really thumping and bumping. And it was always really late at night or really early in the morning when they would turn on their music, thumping their bass, thumping and bumping their bass. Their stereo was always on the opposite side of the wall that was closest to my apartment. Also, partiers were they didn't care how late at night they partied, how early in the morning they partied. Didn't care. I'd have to be up. I'm smelling skunk. I'm pretty sure there might be some skunks around here. Yeah, that smells like an agitated skunk. That's another thing that you gotta watch your dogs. When skunks raise their tail, it's an aggressive, it's an angry move when a skunk raises their tail. And dogs think it's an invitation. So when a dog encounters a skunk, they see that tail raised, they think it's an invitation to come sniff them. And that's when they get sprayed by the skunk. And then you got to get tomato juice, I guess, to stop the smell. They showed that on MythBusters one time. It was a that was a myth that was confirmed. I guess you use tomato juice to get rid of the skunk smell. So that's why. And porcupines. Porcupines don't want to be messed with either. A lot of creatures attack porcupines and they pay for it. They pay dearly. Porcupine quills are nothing, they're no joke. They're very hard to pull out. They can ruin an animal's life. And they keep working their way into the flesh. Well, it's Sunday. It's around 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. No, it was 2 o'clock a few hours ago, so it's probably 3 or 4. So anyway, you get to listen to me talk if you want to stick this long, if you want to stick with me this long. You'll hear some stories, I guess, to the best of my knowledge and ability to recall. I can tell stories about being followed by a coyote. I remember my friends and I were in a parking lot next to a river. It was a parkway in California, and we were doing some ceremonies, I guess. The woman I was with was Lakota, and we were doing a ceremony together, a Lakota ceremony, and a coyote appeared right in the parking lot that we were in, next to the river, and it stood there. The coyote just stood there and watched us. I think it was right after the ceremony. We were standing in the parking lot of the park that we were in, and a coyote was watching us, just stood there peacefully. Stood there and looked at us for a while, and then walked away. And I remember some other times I was hiking, and a coyote was kind of going ahead of me. Maybe it's my spirit animal, I don't know. I know in Navajo culture, coyotes are spoken of as the enemy, kind of the coyote. You got to watch the coyote. They're very crafty, very dangerous to be around, I guess. There's a chief, I guess a chief or a medicine man that was Navajo, and I always listened to some of his stories and some of the teachings. He talks about forgiveness. You know, if you the Navajo, they don't have sorry. They don't have words for sorry or forgive. They say you must forgive me. That's one thing that you must do when you offend someone or wrong someone. You have to. They have to forgive you. That was. I guess that's a pretty good policy. Just forgive. Also, they have some things like never whistle at night. Don't stand in a doorway. Don't touch your sister. A lot of cultures have that warning. Don't whistle at night, because if you whistle at night, you bring the evil upon you. The evil one will come upon you. If you whistle at night, or it'll bring on bad luck. The other thing is like, don't open and well, that's not a Navajo. I'm trying to remember other ones that he was talking about. But there's got to be some validity to that, not to whistle at night. I've always been interested in Native American beliefs and culture. I've heard they like to be called indigenous, not Native American. They now they like to be called the indigenous people, those who were here before we were. We should have behaved like visitors. I think we were we were visiting. We happened to find this land because my lineage is the Crow tribe. I don't know very much about the Crow tribe. My grandmother was Crow, and they had a lot of. I never learned about their beliefs. Never. I guess I need to research that. There are so many different tribes in the Americas. I think it was 1492 is when this place was first discovered by the Europeans. It's good to see that they're still strong. You know, a lot of the different tribes, they still exist today. The thing they want us to know is that they're still here. They're still here in spite of all they've been through. I've always been interested in how they live. You know, they're in harmony with the land, with nature, with spirit. They have names for God like the Great Spirit, the Creator. They all have a creation story. Each of them have a different story of how things came about. It's always interesting to listen to those stories. My mind is wandering, I guess. It's almost an hour, and I'm getting hungry, getting to where I could really go for those tacos. I found a new technique. I don't know if it's a new technique, but I thought about it.
Time.
You take, I like soft tacos. I don't like the crunchy tacos. I'll eat a crunchy taco. The corn, the corn taco shell, I'll eat those, but I like the soft taco shell. It's like a small tortilla. And what I was thinking of is taking sour cream and spreading it over the tortilla, and then add the beef, the seasoned beef, and the um, what else? The seasoned beef, the lettuce, and the cheese. Some people put tomatoes even. I just like the lettuce, cheese, and sour cream, and the beef. I also like pulled pork and pulled chicken, even turkey. Turkey's just that's been pulled into shreds and then added in a burrito. Like when you go to Chipotle, for those of you who know about Chipotle, you can add your own ingredients and make your own build your own burrito. I please hope that somebody will join me today. I really do like talking to or chatting with people, and I know it's getting out there. I know more people are hearing about my wonderful show. I've been learning a thing or two about ticks. There's one red tick. I forget what it was called. It was a red tick that found its way to the U.S. And that tick can clone itself. And I've seen horrible pictures of and video of these dogs and cats that are just covered in ticks. And there's a special way you got to remove a tick. And that's crazy how many ticks there are that can reside in a dog's ear or a cat's ear or all over their face. And then there's the hookworm, I guess, the bot fly. These flies that just come along and lay eggs on their host. And they're flesh eaters, you know. Some maggots eat dead flesh, and some maggots eat live flesh. And they love deer. They love a special kind of small deer that lives in Florida. I forget what the name of it was. It's a deer that stands like 2 feet tall or something like that. And they have ways of combating the breeding of these flies that leave hookworms. I think they're pretty sure they're called hookworms. But it's like they don't have to hunt. They can just fly. They lay eggs. And they begin to dine on people or on creatures. But the ticks seem to be the most scary because they carry Lyme disease, other diseases. It's not just the tick; it's what the tick brings. And they say, "Do not touch an armadillo." I did not know that. I've seen a lot of roadkill armadillos, and armadillos you're not supposed if they carry leprosy. That's why it's a good idea never to touch an armadillo. Another scary one is rabies. Rabies makes you hydrophobic and drives you insane, slowly but surely. And among other things like uh, pain. I'm pretty sure there's pain involved with rabies. Ozzy Osbourne was treated for rabies, and he said that's one thing he never wants anybody to experience. Bats are carriers of rabies. The fruit bat. I think in Australia is a fruit bat where the fruit bat resides. Australia has a lot of scary creatures. The funnel-web spider, certain snakes. Australia is a very large island that's on the other side of the world. Like it's probably Monday there. That's how far on the other side of the world they are. A lot of actors came from Australia, actors and actresses. Mel Gibson was from Australia. Hugh Jackman and Nicole Kidman, Olivia Newton-John. And then there's New Zealand. New Zealand, I think, is on the eastern, off the eastern coast of Australia. There's New Zealand. It's a smaller island. Lucy Lawless, and I think Zoe Bell is from New Zealand. Zoe Bell is quite a stunt woman. She was a stunt woman for Kill Bill, or Uma Thurman. She was a stunt double in Xena Warrior Princess. She was a stunt double, or I guess she was a stunt woman in what was another one? It was Death Proof. That was crazy. The stunts that she did in Death Proof, riding on the hood of a car, held on by just belts. I kind of like those grindhouse movies. A lot went into them. They played them as a double feature. I remember seeing them in the movie theater. Another one was Donnie Darko. I think the next Saturday movie. I think I've already talked about that in this stream. Every Saturday, I'm trying to post a new video every Saturday on my community page. Also, in the like I think I said the Blob already with Steve McQueen. There was made in 1958. There was that person didn't want to wave. There's a girl that comes by here around 4 o'clock. I guess her school lets out before 4, and then she gets off her bus, and she walks by and gives me a big wave before she passes by on our avenue. I'm gonna have to look up what the difference between a street and an avenue is. This avenue that I'm on, it looks like you could close it down and do a block party. I like to do a block party. That'd be kind of fun. Have different snacks, different foods. Everybody brings out a food like a potluck. Because you could, if you close down this avenue, there are alternative routes that they could take. All they have to do is close down this block and start a block party like on a Saturday or a Friday night. That'd be nice. Friday evening, have a block party. Everyone can bring out their snacks. Everybody can bring out their potluck, have a big potluck, play music. But then again, you have to clean up after it. That's the hard part, cleaning up. Thank you for chilling with me. If you've gotten this far, it's like an hour and 4 minutes. You've chilled with me. Listened to my problems. Listened to my solutions. I think that's the main thing, is thinking of the solution. Don't think of not having gas. Think of having gas. Don't think of not having medication. Think of having medication. Tomorrow is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. That is a whole day. It's a holiday. A federal holiday. So I guess a lot of people won't be working tomorrow. It's amazing how people who want to bring the most joy to the world, or at least want to change the world, meet with some kind of fate. I was born in 1968. I was born in 1968 when Martin Luther King was assassinated, and a lot has happened since then. Just basic rights that not everyone has. Basic, simple human rights. And it's hard, like here in America, everything is finance. Everything is about finance. And if you don't have finance, you can miss out. You can miss out on your dental work. You can miss out on how you're treated sometimes. That's one thing I've always wanted to know. It's like what it's like to at least be well-to-do, if not rich. What would that be like to be well-to-do or rich? What would that be like? Because my whole life, I've been I've been in a poor, always been, you know, able to cover bills, but not able to do a lot of stuff like move to where I want to move. I've always had to tough it out. I've always had to tough it out as far as where I live. Like if I don't like where I live, I can't move. I can't go to where I want to live. And it's like that's one thing that I've always wanted to know what that would be like. To drive my car into a garage, a covered garage, and then close the garage door, and then get out and walk to my house, and know that my car's not going to have like things fall on it, a hailstorm. You know, we get hail here from time to time, and have it be cool. On a really hot day, be able to get into my car and have it be cool because it's inside of a garage. I can just drive my car into the garage, close the door. My brother had a house where the garage, he's in a house now that has a, a garage. You pull into the garage, you can get out of your car and then walk into the house from the garage. I've always wanted to know what that would be like. And it's, oh well, I'm seeing a dog that looks like a husky. I've seen some that look like they're wolves. They're like white wolves. It's just hard how your life doesn't turn out the way you think it would, especially at a late age. I'm 55, so I just had to look forward to my 60s and my 70s, and hopefully things will work out. That's why I'm working so hard to get my business going, getting to where people can click on my website, and buy from it. What's cool about a website, and I keep saying that, is that you don't have to leave your house. You don't have to go across town or into the next town to purchase my products. You can do it right from your home and have them come to your home. You don't have to go somewhere and pick up the products. It's instant, some of it's instant. And then that will be another thing that could be to the advantage of my customers, the fact that you order something and it's brought to your door and you get discounts, 20% off, and sometimes even more depending on the product, gift cards, things like that. All you have to do is click on the link, and it click through, and you're there. But that's on my adult version. I have a long list of streams that I've already done. I want to I want things to be of good report. I want to report that, hey, I sold I sold a lot of product. You know, I I'm able to pay off this home that we're living in. You know, I was able to pay this off, and now I can start renovating. Renovations are kind of fun. You know, like the kitchen needs to be renovated. The bathrooms, one of the bathrooms need to be renovated. And again, that's along the lines of my gratitude list. The fact that uh, this building is still here after 30 years. Since 1999 was when this building was first put here. I thank you again for sitting with me. If you're watching this from to the very end, it is 1 hour and 11 minutes. One like, one visit, I think. I'm hearing other birds, not just crows. Pretty bird, pretty bird. Well, if I start playing some music, maybe somebody will join. Well, I'm winning in two ways. I'm winning in a way that I when this is no longer live, some people will catch up. Again, hit that bell icon. That way you'll be alerted. That way you won't miss a thing. You'll see me wearing my orange hat in this nature setting. Sorry for getting out of the shot there. All the holes are covered. I don't know why it's... There we go. Oh, I got a like. I'm sorry I wasn't looking at the screen. Welcome. We're talking about whatever we want to talk about. I'm glad you joined. I was sitting here for a while with no one to talk to. Thank you for the extra like there. I'm getting better, I think, at my flute playing. I guess we could cheer each other up with some fart noises. Or rude noises. I know that my chat feature is working today because I was chatting with somebody earlier about an hour ago. So how are you? I'm learning how to do this. I'm learning how not to ramble on because sometimes I think that puts people off when I just keep talking and talking and I don't have that exchange. So I'm learning about the art of the talk, the art of the exchange, wearing my pretty orange hat so I won't be shot at, I guess. That's why people wear orange clothes in hunting. I guess deer can't see the orange, but people can, so you stand out. I was kind of remembering Tom Green. Tom Green was doing a podcast with Phil Giroux, and he was wearing an orange hat just for no reason at all. I like to visit him on his ranch. I guess it's a ranch or a farm. He has this four-wheeler. It looks like a golf cart, and it's gas powered. He likes to ride into the woods. So I'm just out here, I guess, having a time to sit and breathe. Take off my adult T-shirt. You know, that shirt we all have to wear when we become an adult. And so I guess you're a listener. Some people do just listen, which is okay. At least you're watching. Some people pop in for a short while. They leave a like and then they go on about their day. Today is Sunday here in the U.S., here in Georgia, one of the United States. I guess a state is the same as a country. We have the UK and the United States, the United Kingdom, which is a monarchy. Prince Charles now. It'd be interesting to hear what the differences are now that there's Prince Charles is residing or ruling. It's interesting to know the politics of a monarchy. What are the king's duties? Queen Elizabeth was queen for a very long time, all the way through the Second World War, I think part of the First World War. So now we're learning what it's like to have a king. It's interesting how royalty works. They're not elected, they are the next in line. because they're a lineage royalty, from what I understand. We have, I guess, a democracy. We have a president, and we have all these different people who make decisions. And I guess they say the way things are run are quite different. Everyone has, we're like the ancient Greeks. They had voting. That's what makes a democracy. We all vote, and then we all hope we get who we vote for. And then we complain about who we voted for. So it is, wow, 1 hour and 21 minutes. So I hope you're doing well. I always like to check up on the people who watch my streams. Some people have been checking in with me lately. People have been with me from when I first started, and it's always nice to see new faces or new subscribers, new people who chat with me. Sometimes they find me on accident. They find me accidentally. They just click on this video. They realize it's live. So I'm thinking about bringing back snacking with Ed. That was kind of fun. Sitting out here and eating snacks and asking people what they're snacking on. Depending on what country they're from, you know, they each have a different snack food or something they like to chew on or eat while they're sitting still for a while. So I guess I'm doing okay. I mean, there we go. Let's not take any calls. Let's don't and say we did. It's been a while since I've heard that. Let's don't and say we did. So, do you like to, have you watched many cartoons when you were a kid? That's one thing we could talk about. What cartoons did we watch? Or what shows did we watch? I remember watching Thundar the Barbarian. That was when I was a kid, back in the 70s. And then The Hall of Justice. Had to do a lot with Superman and Wonder Woman. I guess all the DC, Batman. Those are all cartoons. What were some other ones? I remember Hot Fudge was a puppet show. And then watching The Muppet Show. I heard the Muppet Show started in the UK. It's time to put on makeup. It's time to dress up right. It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight. That's where Miss Piggy came from, and Kermit the Frog, and Scooter. I grew up with those. The Muppet Show. I always thought it was something from the U.S., but it turned out it was. I guess they wouldn't allow it in the U.S. for some reason. Okay. I'm getting alerts from my brother. I guess I'll talk to him. I got to watch my minutes. I don't want to run out of minutes before the end of the month. I have only a certain amount of minutes for the end of the month. Yeah. I wonder if he knows I'm streaming right now. He's texting me, which takes up half of my screen until it disappears. All right. He probably knows I'm doing a stream right now. So, thank you very much for watching. Even if you are just watching, that gives me some encouragement. This is kind of a low budget stream. Soon I'll probably have more to offer. Right now I just play my flute or my harmonica and then I talk and talk until people stop, you know. So I try to keep the interest. I'll play one of my most requested. I hope that's not the case. I hope that. Oh, somebody left then. All right. I know it's on. Somebody was chatting with me. There we go. Oh, there's Coco. Okay. Hi, Coco. Yes, it is. Somebody's with me. Yeah, because I saw you were like on for 1 hour. Maybe that was Coco trying to talk to me. Or are you here with me now? Because the chat was on. The chat has been on. Yeah, the chat. Somebody was chatting with me earlier. They were able to. I'm sorry I missed Coco. Maybe Coco will come back. That's odd. I was sitting here and somebody was chatting with me earlier. I guess it dropped out. Coco's one of my favorites. One of my. You see? Okay. Well, I'm glad you didn't leave. Coco from Morocco. Mohammed VI is their king. That's what I've been learning so far. That's funny. I was just talking about the King of England, Prince or King Charles, no longer Prince Charles. Oh, you won't leave? Okay. Well, then I won't worry. I think worrying is a bad habit. I got to break myself of worrying. Because worrying doesn't really get anything done. It just makes you very upset. Oh, now I can. I guess I had to reset it. Because I was, yeah, somebody was watching me. I guess you were watching me for a while. But now you're back. Now I can read your chats. Big speaker man. No, now he's big cameraman. We were talking earlier. So I guess it's worth it. It's worth it to do these streams. This can kind of quiet the monkey mind. Oh, we got two people. Oh boy. Sometimes we need to quiet the monkey mind. Quiet the wandering. My mind wanders, and this helps me. It's 11 p.m. Wow. It's only like 4 o'clock here. Wow, you're quite a night owl, aren't you? Ooh, ooh. My mom is like that. Her bedtime is around 11 o'clock. I like to try to sleep right when the sun goes down. As soon as the sun goes down, that's when I like to be in bed. But I'm not always sleeping. Sometimes I'm watching YouTube on my phone. Are we having fun yet? Am I doing okay so far? Because I'm here for you. I'm your entertainment. I'm your... Wow, that's great. What is... Who doesn't? It's Sunday here. Tomorrow is going to be a holiday. So I'll see how many people join me tomorrow. I like holidays sometimes. It's kind, thank you. Well, thank you. I'm wearing my lovely orange hat today because I want to be cheerful. I guess this is a good optimistic color. And it keeps my head from freezing. Hold on a second. Do I know about the Korean? No, I don't. Is that an instrument? It's amazing how much I don't know. I was listening to a Greek lyre on my community page. There's a woman that was playing, it looks like a harp, but it's called a lyre. And it has a very nice sound to it. She was singing a song and playing the lyre. I think Apollo, one of the Greek gods, Apollo, plays a lyre. I forget who it was that played a lyre for Hades. And he was moved by the song that he played. So are you here for a good time? Are we having a good time? Yeehaw! We get to hear a little hillbilly tune that I could, I'm going to see if I can liven things up. We have, there are fireworks, cool. We had fireworks on New Year's Eve. Fireworks kept me up at least until 1 o'clock in the morning. Firework! So we got 2 people. I guess this calls for a harmonica. Yeehaw! I think if I focus on having a good time, everything will be all right. Maybe more people will join. Who knows? We could make this a festival. I know there's solitaire. My mom likes the online games. She does like paint by numbers. Tetris is one I think you can play online. Tetris and Space Invaders and Asteroids. But those are more arcade arcade games. When I was growing up, it was all arcades. You get, well, all right. Thank you. So you're cutting out. Are you going to go along your merry way? It's probably bedtime for you. Time to go to sleep. That's all right. I'm glad you joined me anyway. I tried starting earlier. I've been on for like an hour and 36 minutes. So I try to start early so people won't be up so late. It's Sunday, everybody. We're trying to push off the Sunday scaries. Yeah, the Sunday scaries, because everyone has, well, tomorrow's a holiday for some people. Doe, a deer, a female deer, ray, a drop of golden sun. Do, ray, ray, a drop of golden sun, ray. Do, ray, me, be a, be a name I call myself. Far, a long, long way to run. I'm starting to, it's starting to rain inside my harmonica. It's getting moist. My harmonica is getting moist. That sounds like a Harley Davidson. So far we had Big Cameraman and we had Coco. Someone looks like they're trying to join. A good thing about this is if you can pause these. You can pause these streams and come back to them. So if you don't want to sit through the whole thing, you can save it for another day. It's pretty cold. Yesterday was pretty cold too. I was shivering yesterday. That's how cold it was. Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Bom-ba-dee-da, 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 bom-ba-dee-da. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and think about sunny weather. Bum-ba-dee-da, bum-ba-dee-da, bum-ba-dee-da-dee. Bum-ba-dee-da, bum-ba-dee-da, bum-ba-dee-da-dee. Happy trails to you.
Saturn time.
Until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and think about sunny weather. That's a nice cowboy song. So I guess it's time to start cooking. And I thank you for joining me. Those of you who joined me, whether it's live or whether you're watching it after I end the live stream, and I hope to see you again. Please pray for me that my businesses will flourish. I pray that we'll all be in good health and that we'll all flourish. This new year will pick up the tempo, and things will get better and better. Amen. I'm hearing an air conditioner. It seems like some kind of a heater or air conditioner is running right now. Well, bonsoir. Let's see.